Well, Zach Amy was not taking snaps as he's injured.
Yeah, we normally don't practice on Monday, so give him another day to kind of rest and stuff, and so we're thinking that he's going to be able to go tomorrow. Then.
If Zach can't go, who will be the quarterback?
We got some guys working at it right now. We'll see. Garrett, obviously, but we got some guys, and we'll see how it goes.
You got another look at Garrett on Thursday night. I mean, he does throw a nice ball. What are some of the things that Garrett does maybe differently than Zach? Maybe, how are they different in your view?
I don't want to say different. I'll just speak to his traits. I mean, I'm not going to, Zach obviously has rushed for 1,200 yards. He's been a heck of a player for us. But to Garrett's strengths, he's a really good passer, makes quick decisions with the ball. He's been a quarterback his whole life, and so he's got that quarterback mentality. Knows our offense very well, and he's a hard worker. He's a good athlete, but his strengths are definitely throwing the football.
Right. I think he threw some nice passes. Those were on the money, on target. Well, I mean, would you agree that? And it wasn't just that game; it was the other game he played in. He does throw a nice ball.
Definitely throws a nice ball, and he throws it on time. Makes quick decisions, and so he's a really good passer.
So what is your message to the team moving forward? You have 4 games, and you hopefully want to win them all. And if you can turn things around in an instant. It takes a great win, a good performance. But what is your message to the team going forward?
I told the team sports is it's a funny thing. I mean, 3 weeks ago, everybody's talking about Penn State going to the national championship after they beat Michigan, and then they lost to Ohio State, and Ohio State now is going to national. And then Ohio State loses.
Right.
A couple weeks ago, everybody's talking about how Iowa State, won all these games, and they look phenomenal. Then they lose to Virginia. A month ago, I'm high-stepping on the sidelines, against Air Force. Then we lose 3-0.
5-0.
You know what I mean? So it's just, you just got to keep grinding, right? I mean, it's sports, man. It just, there are a lot of teams. There are very few Alabamas in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? That just, up here all the time. Air Force, been playing really, really well on offense, and, got shut out by Army. So it's just, it is what it is. Our message is we got to come back to work. We just got to work hard. Hopefully we can, outwork people and just see what happens. But our message never changes.
Right.
Can't get too critical. They can't be too analytical about things, because then you start, thinking too much. We just got to play fast. Our message is just go to work, trust the process. People talk about that. My word is more preparation. Focus on your preparation. We kind of go from there.
The one year that you all went 5-7, you dealt with adversity. Is there anything from that one year that you can draw upon as a coach?
Not even close to years. These years aren't even close. We're
with what happened that year.
It's not even close.
Right. Right. But in terms of turning things around, you.
I'm not even talking about that year.
Okay.
So I'm not looking back to that.
Right. But so the bottom line is you just got to get a turnaround, and I guess you also tell them that it takes one game to change the whole complexion. Things may look bleak right now, but
we'll just focus on the here and now. That's all you can worry. We can't worry about. I know you guys want to talk about the past or whatever year that was, and we went 5-7. These guys weren't here. They don't know anything about that.
Right.
All they can focus is on practice, the reps today, tomorrow. We'll work about tomorrow, and that's really as simple as it gets. Like I said, everybody else has all these analytical things. You got to go to work. That's our message.
And the leadership, that's another thing you rely on at this point. You feel good about your senior leadership?
We got great leadership. We got great leadership, and like I said, we just go back to work.
Okay. Well, obviously, Coach mentioned that, Zach didn't take snaps today, but hope to get him back tomorrow and get him back in the mix. But let's just talk in general, looking at Thursday's game and with Zach, what did you see on Thursday in terms of the offense in general?
Well, I just saw a group of guys that, weren't prepared, and that comes back to me. Again, there were, 2 defensive fronts that we've seen all year long.
Right, it was pretty much a 50 front, right?
And it's an 8-man front, and we just had problems executing. And when you look at it that way, when that happens, you got to look at your game plan as a coach, the plays you're calling, and are you putting your guys in a position to be successful? And apparently we're not doing that, because our kids are just not getting it done, and that's not us. So we got to go back to the drawing board, look at what we're doing, and redo it and fix it.
Well, you have the benefit of looking at the film. We don't see in real time what went wrong on a particular play, but What about blocking up front? Are we missing some blocks? Or
Oh yeah, I mean there's misassignments here and there. You know, sometimes there's just a physical advantage they have, just beating us. You know, but when it comes down to, you know, there's enough plays in there that we can execute, that we could have played a lot better. And again, and we didn't get it done. And again, when I look at that, just simple plays and basic plays that we're not executing, then that comes back to me. I'm not doing something right, so I have to find out what's wrong and get it fixed and get it fixed fast.
Right, and obviously it's easy to see from the numbers that the perimeter element hasn't quite been there, but part of that is Zach's strength is that he's an inside runner.
Yes.
How much of it is playing to Zach's strength, and how much of it is that maybe his strength isn't running around on the outside? He's not Keenan Reynolds. He's not Toggle Smith.
He's not perimeter carrier, obviously. You know, he's strong off tackle in between the tackles. But it comes down to what the defense gives you. Again,
Right.
We try to manufacture ways of getting the ball on the perimeter, and that's worked for us. But a lot of times we say, hey, keep the ball between the tackles and make him beat us. You know, so take what they give you, but at the same time, you got to find other ways to get the ball to your playmakers, to mock them and bind those guys. And again, that falls back on me.
Right. Now, obviously, we don't know how Zach's going to progress this week, but, you know, Garrett, again, we saw another small sample size of him. There's some things he does well, and
Yes.
I was just talking to Coach about that. But what are some of the things you like about Garrett Lewis?
I mean, he's a competitor. The one thing I like about him, he's hungry to prove everybody wrong.
Right. You had said maybe in the spring one time he was kind of angry because he thought he should have been the number. You like that. You want that.
Man, he's a competitor. You know, he wants to be the guy, and you always want that in your quarterback. And you know, and again, as the week goes along, Zach can go. He'll be ready to play, and I have all the confidence in the world that he'll go out there and get it done.
Right. I thought on the 2 touchdown passes he set the foot and zipped it over. Those were nice looking
I
throws.
mean, he's definitely a passing quarterback. You know,
Is that
again,
the kind of background he came from, Garrett?
Yes, throwing the football, but at the same time, we get him here. And as far as mechanics wise, and just as far as, you know, engineering the offense and mechanics and reading it, he's probably the best out of the group as far as his footwork and getting off and getting the ball dealt. His mechanics, I mean, he's pretty good with that.
Right.
It's kind of like Ricky was. Ricky was a throwing QB, but came in and was able to convert to a true option quarterback with great mechanics. And again, the plus is that he can throw the football.
Right. And how's his leg? I mean, he doesn't. I know he wears the brace, but he doesn't seem to show any.
No, that's just
effects of that.
You know,
That's just
the no effects of it. It's just a precautionary thing, you know. And again, I expect him to go out there and play fast and play physical.
Right. And so, based on the fact that 3 straight teams have played you in an 8-man front, in essence, whatever it be, 50 or whatever, do you expect to see that some more?
Obviously, I mean, it's when you struggle against certain looks, people kind of copycat. You know?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward. We're going to prepare for everything that we might see and go from there, my man.
All right, chance to talk to you Thursday, but you know, DJ came in and talked about, you know, not enough energy and emotion and effort. What did you see on Thursday?
I don't think we had any energy or emotion. We didn't play very fast. We didn't, you know, at times we played hard, but not to our standard.
Right. Thoughts as to what you feel has to be fixed?
I think we need to continue to make things clear to the guys. I think you'll play fast if you're clear, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going. I think we need to keep helping them get things simple in their minds.
Right. Obviously, they beat you one-on-one a few times. Is there anything you changed schematically to maybe help the corners a little bit? Obviously you're about to hit, if you're going against another great passing team this week with some great receivers and a quarterback who's pretty effective.
Yeah, just technique stuff. I mean, if your eyes aren't right, that's what's going to happen to you. You know, Merchant's been really solid most of the year, so he just got his eyes in the wrong place. The guy, you know, sort of juked him a little bit, and we couldn't catch up. So we've got to be perfect if you're going to play man, and actually one of them was in zone. So we just got to be better with our eyes and better technique. I mean, it really, because he's run with everybody all year long, and those guys were no faster than who he's been running with. It's just poor technique and get yourself in trouble. So we just got to go back to basics and play with great technique and great fundamentals, and really that's what it's all about. And then, you know, get some energy and excitement, and we'll be back where we want to be.
Right. I mean, that's what we always, Navy football defense has been about, swarming the ball, and didn't quite see that on Thursday. People seemed like people were slow to react. Is that kind of what you want to see? Just, you know, pack of bees type?
Yeah, right or wrong, we need to fly around. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if we're right. If we're playing slow, you're
always wrong when you're playing slow.
Exactly. So, you know, we need to just play faster. You know what I mean? And not worry don't look at the clock. Don't just go out and play and enjoy it. And you don't have very many left, so go out and have fun and play fast and play as right as you can.
What can you say about this SMU group? The Hicks, the quarterback's been playing well. They got, Cortland Sutton's probably an NFL guy, and they got a guy with more catches than him.
Yeah, Quinn is leading the nation in catches, transferred from LSU, so he's a talented guy. Sutton's unbelievable. We played against him last year. A lot of the guys are back from last year's team. They were young last year. They're a little older this year. A lot of the old linemen are back. The running backs are back. And again, I think Quinn is playing at a whole other level. I think they're a really, really solid football team. Obviously, their stats prove that, and the way they're playing and their record proves it.
So how is it, again, you got to get some pressure on the quarterback. You can't let him sit back because these guys are –
yeah, you got to get pressure, and they throw the ball quick too. So we've got to be real sure tacklers. You can't give them a bunch of yards after catch. A lot of their touchdowns come on a 10-yard route.
Right, they juke a guy.
Yeah, they juke him, they break a tackle, and off they go. So we've got to be really sure tacklers, and they can't have any yak yards after the catch. Again, we've got to play a lot better and faster than we played last week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.